Hey class, I miss you all and I hope you're doing well in quarantine. So this week I thought we could recreate some type of painting that you find that you like, and try and replicate that, the colors, the composition, all of that, in the sketchbook app that we have. Very similar to what we did last week, instead of following along though with the landscape with Mr. Jones. We're just gonna do that same method of working on the background, then the middle ground, then the foreground on a painting that you choose, your choice. So to start off with, we need to add in the painting to this app just so you have it for reference. We're going to add it in on its own layer so that it's not attached to the painting that you create. So we're just going to make a new layer on the right side panel, that plus sign right there I just tapped. So we've got two layers right now. You can see I'm switching between them. So what I'm going to do is the top layer there, I'm going to add in a new image by scrolling at the top here. You can see you can move it back and forth, the little plus sign, and you can import an image. So I have mine saved here, and I have a bunch of different colorful paintings that I found for you to work on. You can, if you want, go and find your own online, or you can look through the examples that I found. I found some cool, colorful paintings. And again, you don't have to use those, but I'll just have a folder for them in case you like any of them. What we're aiming for is just color mixing, so make sure it's a colorful painting, and something that's got a little bit of blending to it as well. So here's my example here. You can see it's on this layer. I can hide it or bring it forward, and then I can go back to this layer to start painting. Okay, so just like last week, we are going to start with the background. So I'm going to switch to this layer real quick, and if I hit this button down here, I can use this eyedropper to find the exact color of this sky. Let's see, where is it? I'm going to do like right there. Okay, cool. And I have my tools on the left here in the library. One of my favorite brushes is the synthetic oil. It's really good for blending. You can try a different brush if you want. They've got different painting brushes here, different styles that have different effects to it, which could be good for like the clouds here. I might experiment with some different brush types, but right now I'm just going to do the basic one. All right, so I've got the color picked, and okay, and this is just the background, so I can just fill it in, and then I'm going to add layers on top of that. So let's just make this really big, and just fill that in. Oops, I forgot to switch my layers. My bad. Let's go back. Okay. Back to the layers. That is the point of layers. You don't want to put it all on one layer. You want it to be separate. See if I can make this any bigger. Okay. There we go. Just fill that right in, because we're going to do this in separate layers, so I'm just going to fill the whole thing in, make it easy. Okay. Also on that background, I think I see like a plane trail, so I'm going to add this to the background layer as well. Actually, I'm going to make a separate layer for that one. I can use my color thing to find the color of that right there. Perfect. And I'm definitely going to have to scale down my brush size. Okay, and that goes like... You know what, maybe I have to move it so it's above the purple layer. There we go. So if you hold it down and move it up, there we go. Then you can say see it's layered here. So the top layer here is that painting, so that's on top of all the other layers. This middle one here is going to be that kind of white jet stream in the painting. And then this purple is on the bottom because it's the background, so it's got to be the furthest back. Okay, so I'm going to go here, kind of work on the jet stream here. That looks pretty good. It's a little bit brighter towards the right, so I'm just going to add in, let's see, make that just a little bit brighter and add a highlight. Boom. Okay. There's actually a little bit of purple to it as well towards the left side, so I'm going to add that in. Eyedropper. This tool is really handy. Perfect. So I got that kind of purple color, and I'm going to add a little bit of that. There we go. Okay. Now on to the middle ground, which there's some like, I would say the middle ground is, there's clouds that are kind of like further behind, and then there's clouds that are more forward. So I'm going to work on the clouds that are a little bit kind of in the background almost, and then on top of that I'll add the clouds that are like more colorful and in front. So let's add another layer, and that's going to be on top of that jet stream that I just made. Remember, we're working background to foreground, so furthest away to closest to us. Okay, let's see, gonna choose the eyedropper again and pick this kind of foggy cloud color here. Perfect. And then I'm gonna increase my brush size, and it's really thin and kind of wispy, so I'm just gonna make my brush size even bigger than that. Let's see if I can just make it really big. Okay, let's see how that works. Yes, perfect. So if you just kind of lightly tap, it gets that foggy effect. Okay, let's see, there's a little bit down here even. And then I'm gonna make my brush a little smaller here and work on, nope, too small. Maybe like right here. There's some perfect. All right. Then I'd say a new layer on top of that with, let's see, this area right here is like the middle ground of the clouds, and then on top of that are those really vibrant colors. Okay. I can kind of drag it down further than it actually is in the painting because I'm going to put a cloud on top of it. So I was just going to dip it down a bit, and then there'll be a cloud like right here that's covering it, so it doesn't quite matter. I'm actually seeing a little bit of combo colors, like almost like there's some of this color in that cloud. So I'm going to add that and kind of blend it in. and then go back to my colors. Here we go. I'm kind of blend it. There we go. Get some of that pink in there. Perfect. Let's see, and some of this cloud here. And the more you tap it, the darker the color is gonna get. Okay, make it smaller so I can get more detail out of it. There we go. And there's kind of like a foggy cloud on top of it, so I won't worry about that just yet. I will get back to it when I add another layer on top of that. Okay. So I think this looks good for today, my tutorial for today. What we're going to be doing all week is this painting. So you can break it up however you like. If you're the type of person that just likes to sit down and get something done, you're more than welcome to just finish it, because that's all we'll be doing this week is this painting. Or if you need to, take just a little bit at a time, like 20 minutes a day, that's perfect. Or if you're a procrastinator, just make sure to get it in by Sunday at midnight. Everything's due. So I'm going to post another tutorial tomorrow. I just don't want this tutorial to go on forever and bore you, so I'm just going to do a little tutorial every day. So that was my start to my background and a little bit of my middle ground, but I still have a lot more in the middle ground to go. But I'll post a middle ground tutorial tomorrow and a foreground then the next day. But if you feel like you've got this, just go for it and just start painting and have fun with it. Again, I have some examples on Schoology if you want to download those paintings, or one of those paintings and work on it, or you can go ahead and find your own. Just make sure it involves a background, middle ground, and foreground, and it has color that you'll need to mix. All right, so enjoy your week, and please let me know if you have any questions. I will happily answer you. All right, see ya.